morning. Quick video. I hope I can be heard. So, back in 2020, I made a video about respecting the office of the presidency. After I saw how, the people were, treating, President Trump. So, I made a video basically stating that, you can't trash the office of the presidency and then think that when you get in there that it's going to retain its integrity and its prestige. That was the point of the video. Because I was concerned about just the consequence of just trashing the office, because it is the office of the presidency of the United States is the leader of the free world. It means something, so there should be a line that should not be crossed. So with this Trump indictment, I must say that the office of the presidency of the United States of America is finished. It's done. And what do I mean by that? Well, the USA is done. Actually, the USA is finished. It's over. This country is officially, on a rapid decline. Some would say to hell, but yeah, a rapid decline. Why do I say that? Well, if you could, those of you who hate Trump and those of you who love Trump, and I like Trump, I don't like politicians, so I like Trump. But take Trump out of the equation. All right, now, the world is watching as this country, the so-called leader of the free world, takes one of his former leaders, right, and and put them in the court and all this stuff, right? You don't do that, if you are the world leader. You don't do that. You don't take one of your former leaders from such a prestigious office and drag him through the mud. All right, and let's just say that Trump. Well, let's not even go and say Trump is guilty. Let's go way back. Let's look at Nixon, Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton, Joe Biden. Right? Richard Nixon, they said that he committed crimes in Watergate. Right? Okay. They say he was guilty. Right? All right. But he did not go to prison. Right? He could not go to prison because he was the leader of the free world. He was the leader of the most powerful country in the world. It would look bad to actually do that. It would actually ruin the prestige of the United States of America. All right. Now listen. Of course, there's there's Bill Clinton with Monica Lewinsky and selling secrets to China. There's Hillary Clinton with paying for a fake dossier and they deleted the emails, and FBI said she broke laws. There's Joe Biden, with taking payments from China and Ukraine. So I've not been watching the news about this indictment, but I can only imagine on the left side, the Democratic side, they're saying that no man is above the law. That is nonsense. That is absolute nonsense. Okay? Let's just look at it, let's get basic here. Let's get logical here. Okay? It's impossible that no man, quote unquote, no man is above the law. When man wrote the law, any law that man writes, he can rewrite. Any law that men write, they can warp and bend to suit themselves. They can just change it. There are men who are above the law. Right? You want me to tell you some people are above the law? Well, it used to be the president of the United States was above the law. Right? That office, SCOTUS, was above the law. Was, no more. Yeah. Police are above the law. Right? And if you're confused, right? If I could say judges, I could say lawyers, but if you're confused, you're gonna get this one. Rich people are above the law. Rich people. Right? They're above the law. All right? They are. This is the first time in history, in American history, of course, that an American president will be prosecuted. One would say persecuted. Right? It's a turning point in the country. No, like I say, forget Trump, right? just look at people looking on, right? The world looking on, right? What do they see? And again, I mean, let's use the analogy of parents, right? Mother and father in a house, right? And you have the kids looking on, you have the neighbors looking on, right? The neighbors are the world, the children are the citizens, and they see the mother, okay, harassing the father, giving him a hard time, dragging him to court, all kind of nonsense, right? They see that, the neighbors see that. What will they think of the house? Will the children respect the mother, right? They see the mother going out and and making up lies about the father, telling neighbors their business and all that. Will they respect the mother? They won't. So that's why historically, even if the president might have broken the law, like Hillary Clinton, for example, Trump did not go after her, right? Because she's a former first lady. In the campaign when Trump was campaigning, saying lock her up, I knew that was nonsense. I knew it was nonsense. That he would not, you don't put the former first lady, right, in prison. You don't handcuff the former first lady. You don't take a mugshot of the former first lady. You don't do those things to them. You just don't. With the police, when they commit crimes, they give them the benefit of the doubt. I mean, over and over again. They bend over backwards because why? Not because they're saints. The police are not saints. The police, they can be murderers. They are murderers. They are rapists. They're human beings. They put on a uniform don't mean that their heart has changed. But because of the police, they give them all kind of benefit, all kind of because you can't have people perceive that the police are easily manipulated or easily taken down because they are supposedly should maintain the law. So you got to give them this is a reason. I mean, I don't think it's right to give for example police this kind of power, but it is what it is, right? That's why they do it, to draw a line between you and the police, law enforcers and citizens, right? That's why they do it. Okay. And despite what the president does, going back to Nixon, right? You just do not. It's bad optics. It weakens your country. It weakens your position. It makes it disrespects the office. You do not handcuff a president or a former president. You just don't do it. So now that this country has reached this point now, right? That they have done that. I'm not even talking about Democrats and Republicans. I'm not. I'll make an expert about that. I'm talking about a country, right? That persecutes some that's supposedly the most powerful country in the world, right? The most powerful country in the world, the leader of the free world, that does this, one of his former leaders. It is saying to the world that this office is trash. The office is trash, and we don't care what you think about us. There's no prestige no more to the office of the presidency. And as the head goes, right, so goes the body. The people that do this to the president's office, right, they are trash. They're trash too. So the country's made up of people that of people who are just trash, right? And again, I'm not attacking let's say I'm not attacking really Biden supporters. I'm not doing that, saying that they're all trash. No, what I'm saying is that the action is trash. People do things and they don't realize the consequences of what they're doing. The consequence. I'm talking about the consequence, not that it's Trump or if it was even Biden. When Biden is guilty, I'm saying it's obvious, right? I wouldn't be for Biden going to prison. Honestly, I mean, I'm serious. Because why? Because of course, that has changed today. That has changed today, right? It's done now. I mean, they're gonna, President Trump should have been handcuffed. He won't be handcuffed. I heard, right? He should be handcuffed. He's gonna be given a mugshot. You just don't do that to the president. What? And also, simple logic. Also, simple, rule of nature. What goes around comes around, right? Right. So, I said in the video back in 2020. Don't think that you can trash the SCOTUS, the Office of the Presidency, and think that when you get in there, it's going to retain its integrity and its prestige. It's not going to. If this was any president, again, forget the politics. I'm talking about the country as a whole, people. America is finished. And people don't understand that. Like, they don't see that, you don't do certain things. You draw a line with certain things, right? And yes, there are people who are above the law. You know that. Stop the nonsense about no man is above the law. People are above the law. You yourself, when you go to court, right? You're trying to beat the law. Even if you're wrong, you're trying to beat the law. Right? So how can it not be about the law? The system is set up so that, if you have a good lawyer, you have the right amount of money, you beat the law. So the law bends and shapes. It's elastic because it's man-made. There's only one law that man are not above, and that's God's laws. You can't, because God, the Bible says what? He doesn't change yesterday. He's the same God yesterday, today, and tomorrow. He has not changed, and his laws don't change. And his laws you don't break God's laws, they break you. So stop this nonsense about no man is above the law. Absolute crazy. The police arrest who they want to arrest, right? They arrest who they want to arrest. They do what they want to do. They're above the law. Right? Only in extreme circumstances do they get prosecuted. Extreme circumstances. Politicians, many countries, right, are above the law. They write the law. What are you talking about? Nonsense. So this was what's going on, to President Trump, right? They have turned, they have destroyed the prestige of the president's office. They have, these people, that are doing this. And they, of course, in their mind, think they're doing something great, or maybe they just don't care. They just don't, don't give it. They just don't care. That's whatever. But what they're doing is, just, they have cut the head, right, off the country. They have cut their legs from under them and cut off their heads. So America, people looking on America and say, they're like saying this, the country is weak. If they can do that to a former president, over some, whatever charges or whatever it is, right? If they would do that to their own former president, right? The country is rotten on the inside. The country is destroyed. Its infrastructure is not there. It's a shell of what it should be, right? Because if you're the leader of the free world, look in history. The leader of the world, right? The most powerful nation on the planet, whichever country it is, right? Right? They don't, take their leader and drag them through the mud and all this stuff and I'm gonna persecute her. They try to keep the office, prestigious. No, there might be a battle where the opponent dies, but not prosecuted and persecuted because it doesn't look good. It's you're doing that to your leader. You're distracted and you're weak. Jesus Christ is Lord, don't you know? You should know.